Finally woke up this morning. All right. This might not be the best place to look. So my aunt has 6 Pomeranians. Three of them are here with me. So this is going to be a very interesting experience. They're all on the couch right now. Surrounding me. I am surrounded by Pomeranians. SOS. I lost my train of thought. But I woke up this morning and I felt like a newborn baby. I don't think I've ever slept so well in my entire life. And it's partially because I didn't go to sleep all day after I arrived in Incheon. Slept on the flight coming out of California. So long story short, I was supposed to fly out Sunday night, July 13th, Air Canada. Flight completely got canceled that day. And instead of moving it the following day, which was very, very odd, they moved it up at 5 p.m. So I flew 6 hours from Boston to SF and then 12 hours from San Francisco to Seoul. And my flight coming out of Boston got delayed because there was essentially a huge thunderstorm going through the East Coast. So my flight got delayed. And that caused me to almost miss my connection. So I land in San Francisco and I have like 15 minutes before I'm boarding. As soon as I leave the plane, I'm sprinting over 15 minutes to the international gate with this ginormous bag that is filled with like 3 other bags because, plot twist, my luggage was overweight at the airport, of course, over 13 pounds overweight. Lugging around this mad heavy bag with me for 15 minutes, running around like a crazy person at 3 o'clock in the morning. It was just, it was insane. My aunt picked me up from the airport and we're going to grab lunch. Tonight is where I'm going to do a majority of my catch up on emails and things of that nature. So basically the team now meets Monday and Wednesday mornings, like Eastern time, which means it's going to be nighttime here. So I don't know if the schedule is going to continue to work for me. I mean, I'm typically a night owl, but I did wake up at 5:30 in the morning, Korea time, because I went to bed early. So I'm finally processing that, like, I'm in Seoul, and I believe that as more and more time goes on, the dogs are just having a ball on the couch right now. Don't ask me why she owns 6 Pomeranians. We're not going to talk about it. finished getting our haircuts.
사장님, 코코 사과가 여기 맞나요?
We're in Namdaemun
예,
right now.
감사합니다.
We're at Namdaemun Market, and I had the best haircut of my life at the spa. I call it a spa. It was literally a hair salon, but they treated us from like head to toe. Had a head massage, had a hand massage. They put my hands in the little gloves with all the hot towels. It was divine after 16 hours, over 25 hours. And I'm currently wearing 2 aprons because I spilled kimchi on myself. So this is what adulting looks like, friends. Just grilling meat by myself, unsupervised. Guys, we're here with family friends, and I just can't believe that it's been 8 years since we've last seen each other. I feel like I was just in Korea yesterday, and I know that's not true. Like, so much time has passed by, which makes me a little bit sad, but I'm really glad to be here, and it's just such good energy, such wholesome energy, just to be around like loving family and a ton of support. So everyone's like equally as excited to see me, and it's just good warm happy feelings all around. So we're a little bit outside of the city. Today we're frolicking just a little bit, and it is so incredibly peaceful. I've actually spent more time outside of the city just because of family. And I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's like a water reservoir trickles all the way down here. You can see a little stream, and the mountains are right behind me. And my aunt told me apparently people come here and paint because it's so peaceful. The mountains here are crazy. It's a little humid outside just because it is summertime, and it has been raining nonstop since I landed in Seoul, but the background noise of the water and the views here are just immaculate. Look at this. Insane. It is raining. It's been raining since I landed, and we're going to the cafe today. I brought my ginormous tote bag with me, which has my laptop, my iPad, the partner kit, so I might take some product shots there, because in Korea has been the most insane experience over this past week. First of all, physically, I have felt tremendous. I'm less bloated. I have no brain fog. Mind you, I haven't drank coffee not once in the morning since I landed here. I'm still consistently getting up around like 5:30 a.m., which is unfortunate because all of my calls on US, like Eastern Standard Time, start next week, which means I'm gonna have to be up till like midnight. So overall, I just feel physically very well rested. I'm gonna take this weekend and I'll be good to go. But the food here is just so much healthier. Like, I forgot how much less processed everything is in Korea, and my body is thanking me for it. So yeah, today's gonna be a long day. We're probably gonna be at the cafe most of the time. Another thing I'll mention is I haven't needed to buy like a SIM card or like an eSIM card because there's literally Wi-Fi everywhere, and it is like high-speed internet. Just checked our YouTube analytics, and we are up 60,000 views in 12 days since me publishing the last vlog, which is insane to me. I started this channel, I think less than 3 months ago, if I'm not mistaken, just to document my startup founder journey. So this has been a really pleasant surprise. Yeah, just wanted to send a warm welcome to everybody that's new here because again, I didn't expect the last video to blow up the way that it did. I don't have any solid advice in terms of formally moving into a foreign country because again, I've had family friends here in South Korea. I lived here for 4 years when I was in high school, so I'm not a complete foreign stranger to the country, but I will say that not being able to speak Korean has had its challenges. It's been a struggle. My aunt and I are basically just like back and forth on like translator. If anybody has a translator outside of Papago, please let me know. It's the best one that we found in comparison to like a Google Translate, but it's still missing like some key words. So the accuracy is not 100%. But in terms of building Anteros and continuing to build Anteros from Seoul, everything's still going on back home. So I think next week when I start to take meetings at nighttime, it is going to get exponentially more challenging. So I'm trying to like mentally prepare myself for that. If you guys have any productivity tips on how you manage your business on like very drastic time zones, please let me know because this is my first time doing it as a baby CEO. So taking any and all advice and feedback from you all. So anyways, I'm gonna finish my coffee and plug away at the rest of my work. Good afternoon, or wherever you guys are from now. I don't even know what day of the week it is. Unemployment is very weird. I don't even know what day of the week it is anymore. Everybody's on like 3 different time zones. This is the current state of our world. But I've been in Seoul for about a week now, and I will say that I feel very well rested. I don't think I realized how dysregulated my nervous system was. Just for some context, I have been working a full-time job since I graduated and bootstrapping our biotech startup Anteros for the last 2.5 years, almost 3 years. So I haven't gone on like a proper vacation. I went to Miami for my birthday, and that's predominantly because all my friends were like, Denisa, it's your birthday, we have to do something. And I was like, you know what? Let's get out of Boston for a bit, hunker down over to Florida like one does. But outside of that, this has really felt like, at least this last week has really felt like a vacation. I have just been greeted with open arms here in Seoul with family and like extended family. I've just been really just like overwhelmed with just a lot of gratitude. For additional context, I'm half Korean, half Romanian. I got a ton of like DMs from people really confused by my music tracks and my ethnicity. So yeah, I am half Korean, half Romanian, which means that my family and extended family is currently split between 3 continents, and that's kind of how it's always been for the entirety of my life. If you guys see me back and forth from now on, traveling around the world, that's probably why. Last night, I had my first like international call with the team. So majority of my team is still on the East Coast in the States, with the exception of our bioinformatician who's located out in California. So she's on PST time. So we're basically navigating between 3 different time zones as an early stage startup, which has its pros and cons. So for me, it was 11 p.m. For most of the team, it was 10 a.m. on the East Coast, again, with the exception of our one friend in Cali. And I thought the call went really well. I did have to drink my first cup of coffee at 6 p.m. yesterday to make it through, because since I landed in Korea, I kid you guys not, I'm normally a night owl, so I didn't think the time difference was going to be that big of an issue. I was like, oh, I'll take my calls at night. I'll be straight. I have been going to bed consistently around 9:30, which means that I've been waking up much earlier than I typically do. Yesterday, I finally messed up my sleep schedule with the cup of coffee. And hopefully I'll stay up tonight because I'm drinking coffee again. Right now, the way that I'm structuring my schedule is Mondays and Wednesday evenings at nighttime, I will take most of my US calls. And the reason I set it up this way so that I wouldn't be overwhelmed with having calls all day, every day, because in the evening, I have to do stuff here in Seoul as well. So I'm starting off with a Monday, Wednesday schedule. Obviously the team has access to me, 24/7 whenever, because we communicate on Slack. But yeah, right now, again, we're only about a week into operating the startup internationally. I'm probably going to schedule most of my in-person meetings that I need to take here in Korea within the next couple weeks, because we got to get back to work. I basically went into like full-blown eating and hibernation mode for this last week that I was here, and I was like, that's cool, but I'm just like innately not a person that can just sit still and not work. So I'm re-inspired, reinvigorated to continue progressing. There's a lot of interesting things that are happening at Anteros. So we finally launched our lab reports that we've generated internally to our first kind of like pilot test users. And I think we're going to be shipping out pilot test kits as well within the next couple of weeks, which is really exciting because we've waited for this moment for quite some time. So we're hoping to continue to ship kits, get feedback until we're ready to formally go to market. If you're interested in being a pilot test user, let us know. The only requirement is that you guys are in a relationship, because obviously there's 2 swabs in our kit, one for you, one for your partner. It doesn't matter what sexual orientation you are. Ideally, we're trying to target people that, again, are currently struggling with some of these recurring infections, whether it be UTIs, bacterial vaginosis, or yeast infections. So just trying to prioritize those folks, because we want to be able to assess your microbiome and actually help you. There's a lot of things happening while I'm here in Korea, and I'm trying to do my best to, stay organized and keep the ship moving. Because I knew that I was coming here a couple weeks in advance, I did try to stack as many in-person meetings in Boston as I could before I flew out. And I met up with like a Korean health organization that's based out of Kendall Square that actually operates and does business here in Seoul. I think there's just a lot more attention with startups and innovation and trying to, boost everybody's local economy. So there's a lot of like cross-pollination in terms of resources between Boston and Korea for biotech, pharma opportunities, health tech opportunities as well. So I'm curious to find out more. If you work in the space out here, reach out and let me know, because I'm just trying to figure out what's going on.